Well. It's been a minute, hasn't it, folks? Yeah, it's been about what? 2 feels like 3 weeks since I've last did a live stream. There's a good reason for that. I'll get to that here in a little bit, but um yeah. The last couple weeks have been special. And not in a good way. Actually, let me check. See, when was the last time I actually did live? Like a proper live stream. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago when I did a Q&A. Well, a lot of shit happened. For a lack of a better word. And yes, I am wearing a Burger King crown because I am the king of burgers. God damn it! Nah, I just did it for the hell of it. And my mom was really questioning whether I was her child or not, but that's besides the point. So, I guess I better get to the gist of things. As to why I haven't been live and really have been lacking on uploads. It's mainly due to the fact that, one, a lot of family plans have been happening. In case you guys haven't noticed, YouTube is mainly a hobby of mine. Another thing too, work's been taken into consideration as well, which is why I have been able to do a lot of videos that I would like to. And the big one, which is kind of like the main thing as to why I haven't really uploaded in the past week or so. Last Monday, or no, two Mondays ago, I was going to the allergy specialist to go get my allergy shots I usually would get. And while I was driving my way there, I missed my turn. And I made a U-turn at the Circle K. And I was on the right side of the left turn lane. Guy in front of me, or I was behind a lady, and there was a guy in front of her. And the guy thought the light was green, so he gassed it. Then he stopped. The lady in front of me followed suit, but I was too late. Ran right into the back of her car, and mine was basically done. And, yeah, my car got totaled. Radiator got bent. The hood got shredded. The engine got overheated. It was smoking. It was not good. There was stuff leaking from it. And I'm like, well, I'm fucked. And yeah, that was not a fun time. Let's just say that was not a fun time. Yeah, it was not good. It was not really that good at all. So I ended up not having to not pay for damages to say that the car was totaled. And I got myself a new one. I got myself a new car today. It's a 2025, I believe. Is it a Chevy Trax? I believe it's a Trax. I can't remember if it's a Chevy or not. No, it is a Chevy. It is a Chevy. So me and my mom, we had to go to the we went to the dealership. We spent all day there. Finally, I literally came home like 3 hours ago, so I was like, God, Jesus, dude, this was just so stupid. But I got a new car, and I really want to thank everyone that really has been there for me, because I know a lot of good friends that have been through car accidents that actually have their cars totaled. That shit sucks. It really does suck. It really does leave at least an effect on you mentally. And I was so depressed and so distraught when my car did get totaled. And yeah, it sucked. It really, really did suck. Thankfully, I'm wanting to put all that shit behind me and moving forward. This past Saturday, I actually had to go to my cousin's wedding. So there was a reason why I didn't upload there. But I will be able to live stream hopefully 2 games tomorrow. For my NFL live streams. I will be doing the Colts and the Vikings. I just don't know what other 12 o'clock game I'll be able to do, but I know for a fact I am going to be doing those games. And also, I'm probably going to be doing the Monday night game between the Chiefs and the Bucks. Considering that, I'm going to go into work early because there's no school on Monday, but they're wanting us to come in early. And then on Tuesday, that's when Election Day happens, and we're going to be off on that day. So I'm going to take that to a day to myself. But don't be alarmed. I'm not going to stop making YouTube videos. It's just a lot of shit's happened to me this past month, especially in October, and it's just been kind of a busy week for me mentally. So I do apologize for that. Speaking of the NFL, it's been a fucking crazy couple of weeks for the NFL. This past Thursday on Halloween, the Jets won against the Texans. That was a wacky ass game. Not as wacky as the Steelers and the Giants. Good God, dude. What the fuck was that game? Oh my God, that game. Woo! You want to talk about a game that was fucked from the word go? You will know what that means. Like it was just insane how brutal that game was. But trying to think what else in terms of NFL. I do want to send my thoughts and prayers out to Tre'Davious Ward. Or Travarius Ward, not Tre'Davious, Travarius Ward. I kept trying to say it like Tre'Davious White. It's Travarius Ward, who unfortunately lost his 1-year-old daughter. That shit sucks. Apparently, she's been battling. From what I heard, she was battling Down syndrome, which that fucking sucks. That really, really, really does suck. And all thoughts, prayers are out to the Ward family. That shit's terrible. No parent should ever have to bury their child. No parent should ever have to bury their child. That's just brutal. That is so brutal. And Travarius is a hell of a talent too. And he did play good against Dallas, but that shit does suck. Trying to think of what I'm wanting to talk about before I get into the main topic of today, which is I did actually just got done watching Crown Jewel about, let's say, 10 minutes ago. It was on early because it was in Saudi. I have my thoughts on the show. I'm going to be I want to talk about something else really quick. I'm trying to think. I'll see if I can get an album review up quick. And I do apologize for the lack of metal reviews and collection updates, considering that the end of the year is going to be coming up because we are in November. I do apologize for that. It's just most of the albums I have in my collection right now, I still need to listen to or give it a re-listen to so I can get my full opinions on them. So I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to get that figured out. Also, I am still trying. I'm going to have to try and write notes for my Celtic Frost ranking because, spoiler, I'm only doing the 5 full lengths. I'm not including EPs, demos, live albums, compilations, none of that. So I'm not doing Crypto Ray's EP, and I'm not doing the Emperor's Return EP, which I know those are legendary, or not Crypto Ray's, Morbid Tales EP. Crypto Ray's, that's the song. Yeah, I'm not doing Morbid Tales or the Emperor's Return EPs. I know those are legendary and those are absolutely iconic and an influence on the extreme metal genre like black metal and thrash metal. But I mainly just do full lengths. I don't do, compilations or EPs or anything like that. So I know that's going to upset some Celtic Frost fans, but that's just how I do my ranking. And I'm doing that as well. And I'm certainly not doing the prototype demo because fuck that. I don't want to pull my own hair out. What's kind of left of it right now looks like a fucking goose egg right now. Trying to think. Um, let's see, and I'm not going to be talking about Triptychon either, even though that's a continuation, somewhat of a continuation of Celtic Frost in some regards. I'm only just doing Celtic Frost. I'm not going to talk about Triptychon. Maybe I might do that one day, but yeah, no, I'm not going to be doing Triptychon. I'm just strictly talking about Celtic Frost. So the only albums I need to listen to is To Megatherion, Into the Pandemonium, and I'm going to re-listen to Cold Lake because I haven't heard that album in a while. Because, little fun fact, that was actually the first ever Celtic Frost album I actually listened, and I actually reviewed it on this channel way back in my channel when I did my random album reviews, which was a little series I was experimenting with when I was in high school. My tastes have really grown since then. So there's that. What else am I thinking? So yeah, after Celtic Frost, that's going to be the end of my band rankings. I was really wanting to do a sixth one, but unfortunately, just time has kind of gotten away from me, and I just haven't really gotten time to do another one. Hopefully next year I might be able to do 6, but I plan on doing 5. I'm not going to spoil what bands I'm going to be doing. But let's just say, oh boy, you guys are going to be in for a treat. I'm going to be in for a treat myself because I pretty much kind of punished myself in a way with some of the bands I selected. So, yeah, just a little heads up because, end of the year is coming up. I do plan on doing a end of the year, channel update for 2025. Expect that around Christmas and New Year's because I'm going to be off on those days for holiday, of course. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'll work on my Celtic Frost notes as well. I was actually thinking about doing a video for Halloween, but again, I just didn't have the time for it. It was going to be 10 bands to listen to or to jam to during Halloween, and I had some bands that I think would have been very damn good, but again, I just didn't have the time for it, and unfortunately, I had to work on Halloween, so there's also that. But hopefully next year, I'll have to check to see. Actually, for Halloween next year, will I be able to do a video? Let's check October 2025. Halloween is okay. That's trying to see. Oh, that's on a Friday. Ah, damn it! I won't be able to. I'll see what I can do, but yeah. The weather's gotten colder. It would have been nice to have it around Halloween, but we can't have nice things. So I think that's really it for the metal side of things. So there's that. And without further ado, let's get into my review of Crown Jewel that just took place today on the 2nd of November. I'll just give my quick overall thoughts. I thought the show was solid for what it is. There wasn't really any standout matches per se. The quality was just really good to that wasn't that great. And you guys could probably predict which match I'm going to be talking about, but the vast majority of the show was all right for what it is. There were some flaws I'm going to get into, but yeah, without further ado, let's kick off with the opening match. I'm going to try to recap off the top of my head without looking on my phone on Google. The first match was actually a match that was added last minute. And I figured this was going to be the main event because of how well they've been building it. It's Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jey Uso against the new bloodline of Solo Sikoa. I believe it Tama Tonga, I believe, and Jacob Fatu. Yeah, it was Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu with Tonga Loa. Good match. I thought it was a good opener. The crowd was red hot for Roman. They were cheering him like a god, essentially. They were saying, fuck you, Solo. The action itself was pretty solid. There was a couple hiccups in the match, like Solo hitting the spike on Roman, and I think Jey was supposed to break up the pin, but he was like a second too late, and the ref's pin got stopped, so that was a little botchy. The yeet chant is really starting to get tiresome. I'm sorry. I know it's over. I know it's, an over chant. It's starting to become the modern what, if you will. Whereas it was cool at first, and now it's starting to get a little annoying. But hey, Jay's over with it, so I can give him credit for that. But yeah, the match itself was solid for what it is. It was a bit sloppy in some parts, but it was really good. I swear, Jacob Fatu is making his job look so effortless. Like, a guy his size and able to pull off cruiserweight shit is unreal to me. Like, that was some really damn good stuff. And they've been teasing stuff that they've been kind of teasing stuff about him and Steiner on TV for the IC title, which I'll be all for that feud. I know his name is Braun Breaker, but it's really Steiner in a way. Steiner versus Fatu, I'll be down for that. That will be a hell of a program if you ask me. But Solo getting the pin on Roman was a good call because that's going to lead to the match of War Games, and the new bloodline get the win, and plus it gets Solo a little more heat. And then we get, after the match, it looks like, Roman's about to be put through the table, then Jimmy and Jey break it up, and then all of a sudden, Sami Zayn comes down to a big pop, and, there was that thing on Raw where the Usos saw Sami and Solo talking, and they were like, ooh, is Sami in cahoots with the new bloodline? Because I'll talk about that here in a second. But, it looks like Solo and Sami are going to hug, and then Sami hits the exploding suplex, and then he fights off everyone, but then it's too much. And then everyone gets involved, Roman and the Usos, and then it's Solo all by himself, and Roman's about to Superman punch him, and Solo moves out of the way, and lo and behold, Sami inadvertently hits Roman with the haluva kick. I like that. I like that because there's some continuity there, because who kicked Sami out of the bloodline initially? It was Roman. And that would eventually lead Sami to face Roman at Elimination Chamber last year. And eventually what will lead to him and KO taking the titles off of the Usos, and a little bit of a full circle moment there. So I like that. I like that they kept the continuity with that. Now, eventually, it's going to lead to Sami joining with the bloodline, but I feel like there's going to be some tension with that there. But it was still a solid opener, and the post-match makes things a little more interesting, in my opinion. And then we get to the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag match for the WWE Women's Tag titles. It was Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Io Sky, Kairi Sane Damage Control, Jakarta Jackson, I think that's her name, Jakarta Jackson, Lash Legend, and Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. The women did good. The women did as good as they could. The main problem I have with it was pretty botchy. It was a little sloppy in spots, especially with Lash and Jakara. They kind of messed up a couple spots. I think Io messed up a spot too that looked a little rough. But besides a couple miscommunications and some slip-ups, the women did the best they could. the crowd wasn't really digging it too much. It could have honestly been a TV match, but Lash and Chikara, they have potential. Lash, they both have a good look. Everyone will look great in the match, I will add. Piper did great for a woman her size. Granted, she's like thinning out, which, good for her. But she's doing really damn good. And further splitting more tension between her and Chelsea, I really, really, really do like. And I swear, they were just lifting Piper up like it was nothing. Like, it was unreal. What they were doing with Piper. Like, Jade was just like lifting her on her shoulders nonchalantly, and lo and behold, Doomsday Device, and there you go. Jade and Bianca retain. I knew they were going to win too. And I was 2-0 right now with my predictions because I picked the OG Bloodline to win. I predicted Bianca and Jade to retain. But the next match I actually got wrong. I believe the next match was Bronson Reed versus I believe it was Reed versus Rollins. Yeah, it was Reed versus Rollins. Rollins' return match since Mania. He had a match since Mania. Or no, since Money in the Bank, my bad. His first match back since Money in the Bank. It was a good match. It was actually a pretty damn good match. I like the fact that Reed was still being this big monster that was basically kicking out of everything that Seth was throwing to him. And it created a damn good match. Now, I kind of wish that Reed won the match so that way you put him over more in the match. But I did like how Seth was like, it was like a last-ditch effort for Seth, which was really damn good. But Reed looked really damn good. He didn't look weak at all. He took like 3 stomps in this entire match. He took one on the steps that kind of cut him open a little bit, which looked a little like, ooh, that looked a little rough. And he took one, he got hit with a stomp off the top rope. So Seth was like literally throwing everything at Reed, and Reed wasn't staying down. And even after the match, Reed stood up like nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, even though Reed lost, which I wish he could have won, so that way he would have been booked a little bit better. At least, they're still making him look presentable, which is all you can say. And yeah, it was a pretty damn good match. It was a classic David versus Goliath, and it was a good match. And then I believe the next match, we get to the worst match of the entire show. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, World Women's Champion versus WWE Women's Champion in the first ever Crown Jewel Women's Championship match. This wasn't that good. I've already stated my claim about Nia. She has benefited nothing from the company. I'm sorry, she just has not done anything since coming back into WWE, and I didn't miss her when she left, and I don't care about her now. She has literally added nothing. Who was the face of this match? Like, literally, who was the face? Because Liv is still a heel too, because of the stuff with Dominic and the stuff with Raquel. And not to mention, they took out Rhea because Rhea had a broken orbital socket, which I don't think that's true. I know Rhea was hurt, which sucks too because she just had her first match back 3 months ago. But man, that sucks for Rhea. I know she's dealing with an injury. I know she was dealing with the injury. I just couldn't remember which one. She might be back in time for the Rumble to win it. That way to finally get the title off of Liv, which I know people are going to be irked by it. But it's like, guys, she's got screwed out of every chance that she's had. So at least the heels got to get their comeuppance. Yeah, it's just the match itself. I just did not care for it because it's two heels going at it for a championship. Cool. I mean, it was short. It was the shortest match in the entire card. It was 8 minutes, but yeah, I just didn't care about the match. Tiffany's gonna cash in at Survivor Series. it's bound to happen because they were teasing again that her and I are going to be splitting up. And she got a massive reaction. But my God, the finish was fucking clumsy. So you have it to where Dom and Raquel show up, and they're causing distractions. And Tiffany keeps saying, "No, I was going to cash in on Nia." Nia then goes into everyone, takes out Tiffany. It looks like she's going to beat Liv, and then Raquel causes a distraction, and Liv wins. Oh God, that finish was so fucking. It was clumsy, a clumsy ending. At least Liv won, but yeah, the match was not good. It was not a good match. It was by far the worst match of the entire show, in my opinion. And then we get to, I believe the next match actually didn't happen. Yeah, the next match didn't actually happen. It was supposed to be between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, but the match didn't end up happening because they just kept fighting and the referee got attacked. So it never really got started. Because Owens was attacking Orton with the chair during his entrance. The ref got hit with a stunner. They just got brawling. Eventually, Adam Pearce got hit with an RKO. And they were brawling in the crowd. And KO, who was wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt, which was pretty cool, he almost freaking battered Orton with something. I couldn't remember. It was like some piece of equipment. And he hit an elbow drop through through two tables to Orton in the stands, and there you go. Now this could lead to a scenario. This might seem a little out there. For Survivor Series, I can honestly see a triple threat between Orton, KO, and Cody for the title. Because I'm willing to bet KO is still wanting to go after Cody for the title, but Orton's preventing that from happening. And Orton's even teased at looking at the title himself. And we could possibly see a triple threat, or like there's a scenario on SmackDown where Orton and KO are fighting, and it's a number one contenders match, and the match ends up being a no contest, and Cody's like, no, I want to have a challenger. And then Nicole is like, fine, you want a challenger? Here, take them both. You both have claims to the title? Take them both. Why not? So that way you can get some, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone on that. So, it was a fun brawl. It was entertaining. I'll say that. But, yeah, I could see them probably doing a triple threat, maybe at Survivor Series, because I'll be honest, Cody doesn't really belong in the Bloodline story anymore. This is more so. It's going to lead to Roman versus Rock. There's no way it's not going to, unless Hollywood fucks those plans over. But yeah, it was an entertaining brawl. That's all I need to say. And then we get to the the triple threat for the U.S. title between Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and LA Knight. Good match. It kind of felt like a glorified SmackDown match, but it was still a good match. It was pretty entertaining. It was fun throughout. Andrade was somehow over, even though he hasn't really done shit ever since coming back to WWE. Night was over with the crowd. Carmelo was getting some good moments. It was just a fun match. It was just a fun match. Now, Carmelo taking the pin, I was a bit shocked because I figured Andrade was going to take the pin because it was going to lead to eventually Carmelo versus Knight. And Carmelo was going to take the title off of Knight, maybe at Mania. But, again, Melo was featured good enough to where him taking the pin isn't going to hurt him in a way. But it felt like it could have really boosted him if he didn't take a loss, because really Andrade, he hasn't really benefited much from the company at all. That's nothing against him. It's just his booking in a way. But yeah, it was a good match. It was entertaining. At least the men got to be on the card. And then there's that. And then we get to the main event for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. We have World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. It was a good match, but I felt like Gunther should have won, in my opinion, because Because honestly, they're trying to set Gunther up for something big, and Cody taking a pin wouldn't have hurt. But the way that they had the finish to where Cody won, it didn't make Gunther look weak. So there's that because Cody was going for a Cody cutter, but then Gunther caught him in a choke, but Cody rolled it up, or he got out of it. Gunther's shoulders were down, and Cody won. The crowd was a little perplexed about that, and the crowd was actually cheering Gunther more than Cody, which might be a sense of things to come. I'll just leave it at that. But I have a feeling that crowd's going to turn on Cody, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly if you keep continuing with this Cody arc that they're going for right now. But they haven't fully turned on him yet. I feel like it's slowly but surely. I just have a feeling it's coming. But it was a good match. It was a good main event. It wasn't like a world beater or anything, but it was still an entertaining match. Again, I wish Gunther would have won in my opinion, but you know what? Cody won. Okay, cool, whatever. And both him and Liv Morgan got represented with rings, I guess, which okay, cool. Yeah, it was a solid main event. Nothing more, nothing less. Gunther looked really good as he always does. Cody's chest did get a little bit red. But yeah, it kind of felt like a bit of a throwback, like an NWA match, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, I guess oh god, I'm trying to think like Nikita Koloff versus I guess like a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat kind of match. It kind of gave off like a bit of that like big foreign heel versus like big American babyface kind of ordeal. So it kind of had that going for it. It was a solid, it was a pretty good match, all things considered. Again, it wasn't like the greatest thing in the entire world, but it was still a good match for what it is. So you got that, and you got to show respect at the end. So yeah, that was Crown Jewel. Solid. It was a solid pay-per-view, nothing less. Again, there was that's kind of like the thing with these Saudi shows is that it, like, especially under Triple H, they aren't bad. They're like way better than they were beforehand. It's just that there was nothing that really grabbed me. Like, there was nothing that, you know, really stood out. Like, oh my god, that was like match of the year contender, or oh my god, you must see this match. All this for all the wrong reasons. Look at Goldberg and Undertaker, for Christ's sake. Which, by the way, Goldberg was in the crowd, and he has announced that 2025 is going to be his last match. He's going to have his retirement match. Man, both him and Cena are going to be having retirement matches 2025. Man, that is crazy how that works. But, yeah, all in all, Crown Jewel, solid show. I'll probably give it like a B- leaning towards a C. Again, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just a middle of the road show. That's like the best way I can describe it. It had solid matches, but nothing that stood out in particular. So yeah, that's mainly about it. I don't really have anything else to really talk about because I am really tired and I have a bit of a long day ahead of tomorrow. Again, I'll have to work on my Celtic Frost notes. I'll probably do that as soon as this live stream ends. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that. Just want to go on here live, just say what's up to everyone. And, yeah, got a new car. You know, things are going, pretty schmooldy, if you ask me. So, yeah, folks, what do you guys think about Crown Jewel? Let me know in the comment section below. Probably going to head off here. Wanted to shoot shit, just kind of, you know, chat a little bit, I guess, in a way. Even though it's 10:30 where I'm at, it's a little bit late. So, yeah, I'm probably going to log off here. Just want to give my quick thoughts on the pay-per-view. So, folks, let me know what you guys thought about Crown Jewel in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big subscribe button, tap the bell so when I upload, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Most importantly, join our herd. Talk to you in the next video. Peace out.